Hello, everybody. Welcome to Nationals Park for game number 4 in the Washington Nationals 2019 replay. I went ahead and printed off their schedule for the next 2 months, basically. And what we've done so far is played the 3-game series with the Mets. That is now complete. And now we have a quick 2-game series, a night game tonight, and then a day game on tomorrow's date with the Phillies before they hit the road. And they'll be going 3 in New York and 3 in Philadelphia before coming back home to play Pittsburgh. This is the first game of the Philadelphia series, so anytime I start a first game of a new series, I like to intro all the players that are going to be on the rosters for both, for each team. Nationals will be having some player movement because in this game in real life, Trey Turner was hitting the finger trying to bunt in the first inning. Broke his finger and was out until May 17th. So there will be a couple of player moves coming up. And so I've been trying to figure out if I want to let Trey Turner take him out after the first at bat or whether I want to just play him the whole game. I guess I have to do it by feel, I suppose. I also went ahead and, to help me out, went ahead and did the grids, defensive grids for each team, so now I don't have to look at their cards anymore or write them down on the score sheet. I can have them here in front of me, so I've got all the particulars for the active roster right there for not only the Phillies but also the Mets, because that's who I'm going to be playing for the next foreseeable future. They've got, they got 8 games coming up, and they're all against either the Phillies or the Mets. 5 with the Phillies and 3 with the Mets. All right, so let's look at the Phillies and who they have on their roster. We'll look at their bench players first. These are the guys that are available off the bench. And it's going to be Scott Kingery, Andrew Knapp, the backup catcher, Nick Williams, and Aaron Altair. Those are the 4 guys on their bench. They have a load of pitchers to choose from. They have a couple of lefties. They have Jose Alvarez and Adam Morgan. Those are their 2 lefty relievers. Now, a lot of their relievers did not get many at innings pitched, so most of these are on computerized cards. So just have to deal with it, I guess. Hector Neris is in the bullpen. Juan Nicasio is in the bullpen. Adubre Ramos, a right-hander. David Robertson, a right-hander. Pat Neshek, a right-hander. Sir Anthony Dominguez, a right-hander. And also Vince Velasquez, who is the number 5 starter. But he did relieve in this game, so I guess they wanted to get him an inning pitch before he makes a start because they want him sitting around not having any activity. And same with the Nationals using Jeremy Hellickson as a possible reliever as the 5th starter. So let's look at the starting lineups for the Phillies. Leading things off in left field will be Andrew McCutchen. At shortstop is Gene Segura. In right field, making his Nationals Park return, is Bryce Harper. Reese Hoskins at first. JT Realmuto, the catcher, will bat 5th. Odubel Herrera, the center fielder, will hit 6th. Cesar Hernandez at second will hit 7th. Maikel Franco's at third, he'll hit 8th. And Zach Eflin, the pitcher, will bat 9th. And as you can see in the bench, I already got on here Williams, Kingery, Altair, and Knapp all filled in. Now let's look on the National side of the house. We have Eaton in right, Turner at short. Soto and Rendon have flipped. Soto is now batting 3rd, Rendon 4th. That's because Matt Adams is going to play first base instead of Zimmerman today, or tonight. So Zimmerman gets the night off, and Adams will be at first. Gomes catching, Dozier at second. Scherzer making his 2nd start will hit 8th, and Robles batting 9th. And on the bench, they have Stevenson, Zimmerman, Suzuki, Knoll, and Defoe. And on the Phillies bullpen, all the guys I just mentioned are right here to be used. And I did make a note that Turner does break his finger. He's on the DL till 5/17 after, during this game. So not sure how I'm going to play it, but we'll figure it out. Ballpark effects, it's bad weather because what I'm going to do, instead of rolling the D20s, I'm going to just take the actual weather for the game and make adjustments off of that. So they had a 41-minute rain delay before the start of this game, so it was kind of cool and rainy. So to me, that's bad weather. So we got singles, lefties 1 to 15, righties 1 to 12, and ballpark home runs 1 to 11 for everybody. And early on in the season, just after 3 or 4 games, Washington and Philadelphia are tied at first place at 2-1. Mets are 3-2. Atlanta's 2-2, and Miami has now dropped to 2-4 on the young season. So let's go ahead and get everything going here and put this in place, hopefully where everybody can see. Let me stand up here and make sure I'm looking through the phone that everybody can see what I think they need to see, or what I hope you can see, and that being the score sheet. Now, another thing, I didn't realize this with the actual score sheet itself, the Bob Carpenter scorebook, but at the top where the starting pitcher is, I was wondering why the space was like a double size to this one. And what he does, and I guess what I'll start doing, is at the top, write in the season stats, up to the date season stats, and then the actual game stats will come in this line here. So since Scherzer's already had a start, these are his numbers from his first start. 8 innings pitched, 8 hits, 2 runs, no walks, and 12 strikeouts, but unfortunately taking the loss because DeGrom outdueled him. And with Zach Eflin's his first start, so he doesn't have this entry. But going forward, anytime a pitcher makes, has more than one start, I'm going to have this separator to put in their season stats versus what they're going to do in the game itself. All right, so I just wanted to put that in there. This game, like I said, 45 degrees and drizzle. I believe it was actually played on a Friday night, and that's when I'm recording this. This is on a Friday night, or Friday afternoon, late afternoon, I should say. All right, so let's bring everything into place. I think I've got all the peripherals out of the way. Let's get Max Scherzer in here. And let's make sure we can see everything. I think we can. Yep, I can get all 9 innings there. So Scherzer. Andrew McCutchen will lead things off for the Phillies in this one. First of a quick 2-game set. This is the night game, and the day game will be tomorrow. Will be a day game because it's getaway day for each team. And in fact, I just thought of something. I'm going to double check the ballpark effects because bad weather, I think the bad weather I wrote in there was for day games, and this is actually a night game. So I need to double check the weather and see if that's different because I may need to change this. So let's see, bad weather for Washington in a night game. Let's see, bad is 15 to 12 and 11. So let's see, did that change? No, it doesn't look like it. No, the only thing that changes is the dice roll to get to a bad weather. But once you're bad weather, it stays the same. Okay, so no issues there. And I do want to keep my defensive grid handy, so I'll have it just in case I need to reference it. I have to put it right here. It's out of camera view, but it's right there in front of me for me. All right, so we are ready to go. Andrew McCutchen steps up against Scherzer. He's 0-1, ERA of 2.25, and he's looking to get a win here tonight. This game, I believe the Phillies actually won this game, with Scherzer getting knocked around quite a bit. But I don't know for sure. I didn't look it up. I didn't write it down, so I don't know. But we're going to try to do our own game here and see what happens. So we got McCutchen leading off against Scherzer. Got a 1-8 for McCutchen. That's a strikeout plus an injury. Of course, we're doing as played, so we're not doing injuries, although the only one I will be doing, if it comes up, is the Trey Turner, because he got injured in this game in real life. But in this one's just simply a strikeout. Scherzer off to a good start. Here's Segura. 6-8, and that's another strikeout. So Mad Max back-to-back Ks to start the ball game. And here he is, Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper and his return to Nats Park, and the fans are giving him the Bronx cheer, so to speak. But we'll see if Scherzer can figure him out and get Bryce out of there. 1-11, it's a ground ball to short, and it's an easy play. Turner flipping to Adams, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Max Scherzer and the Nationals against the Phillies. Nothing doing for Philadelphia. We go to the bottom of the first. It is Phillies nothing, and the Nationals coming to bat. Now, when I go to this side of the board, the binding kind of takes up some room, so hopefully I can still fit everything in there okay. I think I can. Now I'm sounding like the engine that could. I think I can. I don't want to do that. All right. So bottom of the first we go, Zach Eflin, making his first start of the season. In 2019, he was 10-13 with a 4.13 ERA in 28 starts. Right-hander, so he's in there, and he'll be facing Adam Eaton. Adam Eaton leading things off. And once we get a few games under our belt, I mean, 3 games is not enough to worry about stats, but once I start getting maybe about 10 games in or so, I'll start showing, you know, the Washington's cumulative stats as we go along, but it's just too early right now. So here's Eaton. 2-4 for Eaton. He's going to pop it out to Segura, and that's 1 away. 1 down, and here's Trey Turner. 5-9. 5-9 is a fly to right. That's 2 down. So 2 down, and that'll bring up Anthony Rendon. 5-7, that's a single. So Rendon continues his hot hitting with a base hit. 2-out single. He will not be held. And Juan Soto, the bat. And you know what? I had him backwards. I was so used to Rendon hitting in front of Soto, I forgot to change the order. I just realized that's what it was. So 5-7 over here for against a lefty Soto is actually either a single or a double. 1-8 is actually going to increase this to a double. It's a 9, so it stays a single. So I was right. So actually ends up being right. But Soto will be held. He's a beast dealer, and he might actually try to get a jump because Eflin's a +3 hold, and the catcher Realmuto is a -4, so that makes it a -1. So he would still get about a 16 if he can get the jump. So they're going to try it, see if he can get a 4. And he doesn't, but he gets a 1. So that means 1, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's a chance for a... I'll say it's a chance for a pickoff, but it could be a chance for something on the error on the pitcher. So I've got to get the rule book because I don't have it down pat. When you play more than 1 game, sometimes the rules, you don't remember them all the time. So let's go back to the rule book. And when a runner attempts to steal, if you roll a 1, the runner attempts to steal may be picked off. Yep, so we're doing the pickoff thing. So we are doing the pickoff thing of Soto. His secondary lead is a 6. So 1 through 6 he gets back, but anything else higher than 6 and he will get picked off. And he's picked off. So they pick off Juan Soto. Got too far off of there. He is gone. And that's going to end the inning. So no runs, a hit, no errors, and nobody left. That's the danger of trying to get the jump. You can get picked off if you get too frisky about it. And Soto did. So he's out of there, and that means that Rendon will lead off the next inning. So we go to the second, no score. I guess I'll leave Turner in there at least for a little bit longer. I don't know if I'm going to let him play the whole game, but we'll see how the game flow goes. Here's Rhys Hoskins, because if I didn't know about it, I would assume he played the whole game, but I just happened to learn about it studying the season. So here's Rhys Hoskins, 6-7. Another strikeout for Mad Max. Boy, he's up to 3 strikeouts and 4 at-bats. Here's Realmuto. 3-6 for Realmuto, and he pops it up to Trey Turner. Out number 2. That'll bring up Odubel Herrera, center fielder. 2-7 for Herrera. He's going to ground to second, and Dozier will flip to Adams to end the inning. 1-2-3 again. Scherzer, no problem whatsoever here in the first 2 innings. And it's no score as we go to the bottom of the second. And now Rendon, who was at the plate when Soto got picked off, is back up to the plate again. And he'll be followed by Adams and Gomes. So Rendon, he's off to a hot start early in the season. It's a 1-7. And Rendon flies to center. Herrera puts it away. 1 down, and that'll bring up Ryan. I'm sorry, why do I have Ryan? See, I had these cards. Some reason or other, I had the cards lined up from the previous game, and I thought I had set them up this game, and apparently I had not. So it's Matt Adams, not Ryan Zimmerman. Adams is the starter. I'll get it straight. So Adams, 5-4. That's a ground ball, third base X. That's Maikel Franco. And since not having a look at his card, I've got the thing here. Franco, 4E13. So we know it's a 4E13, 4 and an 8. A 4 and an 8 is a good play. It's a G3, and that's a 10. And a 10 on an E13 for a third baseman is no problem. 11's a problem, but 10 is not. So Franco makes the play on Adams. Gets the tough hop, throws over to Hoskins. 2 down for Yan Gomes. 4-9, and that's a single off Eflin. So Yan Gomes with a 2-out single. Now he will not be going anywhere. In fact, he won't even be held. He's a very slow base runner. He did steal 2 bases, but that was probably by surprise. Here's Dozier. Nothing on the 20. Dozier, 3-8. Flies to center. Herrera puts it away. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left. We go to the third. No score from Nationals Park. And now we will have the bottom of the order for the Phillies. Cesar Hernandez, followed by Michael Franco and Zach Eflin. And at least with the main couple of starters for these teams, they do have pitcher hitting cards already on the set. But if I get to like the 5th starters, then I'm going to have to use those generic ones. But right now I've got the pitcher hitting cards. They were in the extra players. All right, here's Cesar Hernandez, 4-7. And that's another strikeout. Mad Max at it again with another K. His 4th strikeout here in 2 1/3 innings. Here's Mikel Franco. 6-3, and that's a ballpark single check. And ballpark single, I forgot to write on this side of the book. It is 1-12 for right-handers. 1-12 for right-handers. That's a 6, so it's a base hit for Mikel Franco. First hit of the game for the Phillies. He will not be held. Eflin definitely up there to bunt. He's a D bunter, so he's awful, but they have no other choice. He's not really much of a hitter. Eflin on the season, 160. He wasn't too bad, but still in this situation, I think almost everybody's going to say they're going to bunt. He becomes an E bunter, so we'll see if he can get it done. E and an 8. E bunter and an 8. E bunter and an 8 is a 1-2, which means there's 1 ball, 2 strikes. So do you keep the bunt on or do you swing away? Now, as an E bunter, to get a good sacrifice, you pretty much have to roll a 3, 4, or 5 on the 2 red D6s. So, you know what? I think they're going to have him swing away. So we'll roll to make sure there's no wild pitch or anything like that. All right, we're going to have him swing away with a 1-2 count. 2-9, and he strikes out. Which he probably would have done trying to bunt anyway, because that would have been a 9. And a 9 on an E bunter, he would have struck out. So he would have struck out trying to bunt versus strikeout swinging. So there's 2 down for McCutchen. Nothing on the strategy roll. Here's McCutchen. 2-9, and that's a 1-14 single. It's only 1 star. 15-20, he grounds to Rendon. And it's a base hit for McCutchen. 1 star only. So Franco has to stop at second base. There's 2 on now with 2 outs. And that'll bring up shortstop Gene Segura. Nothing on the strategy roll. Segura 4-8, and that's a strikeout. So how about that? Mad Max yet another strikeout. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. And Scherzer now 6 strikeouts in 3 innings. We go to the bottom of the third, no score. He's more worried about the runs than he is the strikeouts, I'm sure. And he wants to get his team some runs. And he's going to lead off. He's batting 8th. That's the old Dave Martinez, what he does early in the season at least. Channeling his inner Joe Madden, having the pitchers bat 8th. So instead of having Robles lead off, you've got Max Scherzer leading off. 6-8. And how about that? Max Scherzer's going to get a hit. 1-11 is a double. 12-20 is a single. A single for Mad Max. How about that? Now, of course, he does run pretty decently. He's a C. I don't think he stole any bases. He did steal 2 bases, so they're going to have to hold him on. They have no choice but to hold him on. I don't think he's going to try to steal here, but they will hold him on. Here's a Robles. That's a 2, chance for a balk or a pass ball. No balk rating for Eflin. The pass ball rating on Realmuto is a 3, though, so it could be a pass ball. But we're checking for balks, and there are none, or there is none, so we drive on. Robles, 5-8, and that's a ground ball shortstop A. That's a 6-4-3 double play, just what the doctor ordered. And there's 2 quick outs. Base is clear for Adam Eaton. 5-6, struck him out. There's a dot there, but of course he's not tired this early. So no runs, a hit, no errors, and nobody left. So the Nats have single hits in each of the 3 innings, but nothing to show for it. And we go to the 4th inning, still a zip ball game. Scherzer coming back out will be facing Bryce Harper. We got Bryce Harper to ground to shortstop his first time up. Trying to keep Bryce in the ballpark and off the bases. 4-4, and that's a ballpark single check. And again, forgot to write it down. Lefties 1-15. I need to write that down real quick. 1-15 and 1-12 for lefties and righties. Home runs are 11. I got that memorized. All right, 1-15. But it's a 17, so Harper lines out to Dozier at second base. As the ballpark doesn't even help him there. One down for Rhys Hoskins. 3-6 for Hoskins, and he's going to pop it up to Matt Adams over there at first base, and Big City puts it away, 2 down. Bring up JT Realmuto. 4-10, and that's a ground ball shortstop X, and Turner's still in there. So he is a 2-E18. 2-E18, 2-13 is good all day long. E18 and an 11 is not a problem, so it's a good play for Trey Turner. And it's a 3 up and 3 down again. Go the Phillies. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Still no score here from Nats Park on a Friday night. Friday evening, whatever you want to call it. Of course, I don't know if I'm going to post this on Friday night or wait till Saturday morning to upload it. We'll see. Here's Trey Turner. Trey Turner is going to lead off. 6-8, and that's the same place Scherzer found his hit on the 6-8 result. 1-11 is a double. 12-20 is a single. And that's a single for Trey Turner. See if he can get a jump. 2-5, he can get the jump. That's a 2. Now, I don't think anything happens on a 2, but I'll double check it. It could be a pitcher pickoff error. Let me see here. I'm thinking that's what happens on that. Yep, if the 20-side die is a 2, there's a possible balk. Okay, it's not a pickoff error, it's a balk. So we're checking the balk, but Eflin can't balk, so there's no worries there. It is a 3, that means he gets the jump. So he will get the jump. It means he's a 19. Being held makes him a 17. Aggregate of the catcher and the pitcher ends up being a -1, so that drops him to a 16. 1-16, he'll steal it. 14, he's in there. Stolen base, Trey Turner. So Turner's aboard at second base with nobody out. He will be held. And Juan Soto, the batter. Nothing going on there. Soto 1-5, and he's going to strike out. Big out there for Eflin. And that brings up Anthony Rendon. He's got to get past Rendon. Nothing on the 20. 3-8 for Rendon is a walk. So that puts runners at first and second. It does set up a double play for Matt Adams, who honestly doesn't have a whole lot of double plays on his chances on his card. He's got a +1 here at the 7 position, at the 3-7 position. He's got a plus. Let's see. You know what? Yeah, they're still going to have to hold Turner on second base and try to bird dog and keep him close. So if we get that 3-7, it's going to get through for a base hit. We got a 3-9. We just missed it. 3-9 is actually a strikeout. So Matt Adams out on strikes. 2 down for Yan Gomes, and they're still having to hold Turner on. Nothing on the 20. Here's Yan Gomes. 6-7, ground ball, second base X, and that means that the second baseman, Hernandez, was responsible for holding the runners because of the right-handed hitting Gomes, so he's going to drop a 1 on his range. Instead of a 3E13, it's going to be a 4E13. So 4E13, 4 and a 7. You still get to it. Well, let's see. When it's a G3, hold on now. G3. No, that would be a double jeopardy there. So I think actually he keeps his number, and we're only penalizing if it gets to the pound sign here. So we're going to keep him as a 3. I think that was incorrect to make him a 4, but we penalize him if his number, if the result ends up in a pound sign, then it would be a base hit. But if we keep him as a 3 instead of a 4, it's still going to be the same thing. 3 and a 6. I'm sorry, 3 and a 7 is still a G3 with a pound sign. So when you have a pound sign and the runner's being held on, or the infielder is responsible for holding the runner, it turns into an SI2. So it is going to be a single 2 stars. It wasn't because he went to a 4. It's because the 3 still carried that same result. And we got a pound sign. That's what took care of it. So it's single 2 stars. Turner will score. Nationals grab the lead. And Rendon motors to third. So it's 1-0 Nationals here in the bottom of the 4th as Yan Gomes delivers in the clutch. 2 down. Gomes will not be held. Nothing going on the strategy roll. Here is Dozier. 5-10. That's a ballpark single check. It's 1-12. That could produce another run. It's a 2. It's a base hit for Dozier. Rendon comes around to score. It's 2-0 Nationals. And Gomes gets the 1 base. It's only a 1 base advancement. 2-0 Nationals. 2 on, neither one runner being held, and Max Scherzer the batter. 6-7. He just missed the same roll he got the base hit on. This is ground ball second base X. And Hernandez not holding the runner on now is a 3-E13. 3-1 though. That's going to be a base hit. So he's going to get dinged again. That's an SI2. So a 2 base single for Scherzer will bring Gomes to the plate. And it's now 3-0 Nationals. Dozier going to third. Eflin running into all kinds of issues. Let's check the 11 on the E13. I forgot to check that. I wrote that down wrong. It can't be an E13. It's got to be an E something else. I was looking at shortstop, not second base. My bad. Second base, E13. There is no 11. There's a 14, but no 11. So base hit. Base hit for Scherzer. It's 3-0 Nationals. And here's Victor Robles. Nothing on the 20. 3-8. And that's a pop out to second base. Hernandez does get that one. But the Nationals strike for 3 runs. They were all earned on 4 hits. No errors and 2 left. So at the end of 4, it is Washington 3 and the Phillies nothing. So we go to the 5th. Max Scherzer given a 3-0 lead to protect. And he'll be facing Odubel Herrera to start the top of the 5th. 4-6, and that's going to be another strikeout for Mad Max. So he continues his hot pitching. Here's Cesar Hernandez. He was integral in that last half inning. 5-10. Ground ball third base X. That's Rendon. He's a 1, so we know he's going to get to it. And he's an E13 as a third baseman. That is a 14. E13 and a 14 is a good play. 11 would have been a problem, but not a 14. So there's 2 up and 2 down. And now that sends up Michael Franco. 4-7, and that's another strikeout for Max. Again, a 1-2-3 inning. Go the Phillies. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's still 3-0 Nationals. And this could be the last inning for Eflin as he is set to lead off the 6th. So I'm pretty sure this is going to be it for Eflin. His last inning of work, most likely. He'll be facing the top of the order, Adam Eaton, followed by Turner and Soto. 6-6 is going to be a leadoff walk to Adam Eaton. Not what he wants to do there. Eaton, he has to have a 6 to get a jump. He will not try to get the jump. He will be held, obviously. And here's Trey Turner. D20, nothing going on. Here's Trey Turner. 4-10. It's ground ball third base A. It's a double play. 5-4-3 around the horn. Second double play that has helped bail Eflin out of some jams. And all of a sudden, 2 up, 2 down for Soto. 5-6, and that's a strikeout. He's not tired, so the strikeout stands. And see, no problem inning for Eflin. So we're going to close the book on Eflin. He's going to go 5 innings, and he's going to give up 7 hits, 3 runs, all earned. And let's check his walks. He walked 1 here, 1 there. That's 2. He walked 2. And he struck out 1, 2, 3, 4. Struck out 4. So close the book on Eflin. 5 innings pitched, 7 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. And we'll figure out who the new pitcher is going to be in the bottom of the inning. right now they need to worry about who the pinch hitter is going to be. So we move over to the Phillies, top of the 6th, and we look at their bench. The only lefty they have is Williams. They do have switch hitter Knapp as a backup catcher, and then the 2 righties, Kingery and Altair. So I guess they're just going to, by default, go with a lefty, Nick Williams, to lead off in a pinch hitting role in place of Eflin, who will be lifted in the ball game. And if we look down at the bullpen of the Phillies, let's look at their bullpen. They have right-hander. Who do they want to use here? Right-hander Dubre Ramos and Juan Nicasio. They're both, so Nicasio is a multiple inning pitcher, so it's Juan Nicasio is in the bullpen, and Juan Nicasio will be the new pitcher for the Phillies in the 6th. Right now we need to get through the top of the 6th, and that's Nick Williams pinch hitting against Scherzer to start the top of the 6th. So we write in Williams, scratch him off from the availability list, and put him on as the pinch hitter. 6-8. 6-8 is a walk, so he draws a pinch hit walk to Nick Williams. He's not a very good base runner. He will not be held. McCutchen steps up. When down 3-0, you're not going to bunt, obviously. Plus, McCutchen is not a very good bunter. 6-3 is a ballpark single check. That is a 1-12 for McCutchen to get a base hit. It's an 18, though. He lines it to Trey Turner at short, 1 away. McCutchen is retired. Here's Segura. Strategy roll, nothing happening. Segura. 5-4, and that's a catcher X, and Yan Gomes is a 2-E1. So very good catcher. 2-E1, a 2 and a 3. That was a 3. 2 and a 3 for the catcher. 2 and a 3 on a catcher is a W/G, and that's an 8. He's an E1. There's no error there. W/G, and it says here with a runner on base. Let's see here. The pitcher uncorks a wild pitch. All runners advance. So it's a wild pitch against Scherzer, and Segura's still at the plate. So double play has now been taken out of the equation. Strategy roll again, nothing happening. Segura will step in again after that wild pitch. 2-9, and that's a all those hits in column 2, and he found a ground ball to second, and it will advance the runner. We're out number 2, but a base hit would have probably scored the runner. But that's okay. Scherzer now against Harper. Harper's 0 for 2. Harper has an RBI sitting in front of him if he can get it. 3-6. He might. 1-7 is a single. 8-20. He grounds to Dozier to end the inning. It's an 8. So Dozier just does get it and throws to Adams to end the inning. And Harper slams his helmet down as he crosses the base paths. But nothing doing there for the Phillies. They had their chance but couldn't quite get it done. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. And like I said, the new pitcher will now be Mr. Juan Nicasio. So Nicasio will come on. Nicasio, the new pitcher. And he can go 2 innings if he's effective. He'll be facing Rendon, Adams, and Gomes here in the bottom of the 6th. 5-10. 5-10 is a ground ball shortstop X. That is Segura. And Segura is a 3-E24. 3-17 is good all day long. E24 and a 9 is no problem at all. Segura makes the play. 1 down. Rendon is gone. Here's Matt Adams, Big City. 4-3, and that's a ballpark single, which for a lefty is 1-15. But it's an 18, so he lines it to Hernandez, out number 2. The D20 is not kind on these ballpark single checks. Here's Gomes. He's 2 for 2. 4-11, and that's a fly ball left field X. And we're looking at the left fielder, McCutchen. He's a 2-E6. 2 and a 9 is good. E6 and a 10 shouldn't be a problem. Make sure. E6, nope, no 10. That's a good play for McCutchen to end the inning. 3 up and 3 down. Nicasio pitches a smooth 6th. We go to the 7th, still 3-0 Nationals. And this will be the fatigue inning for Max. Actually, last inning was the fatigue inning for Scherzer. He gave up a walk, so he's still good. He can still give up a couple of more items before hitting his fatigue. He's going to be facing Hoskins, Realmuto, and Herrera here in the top of the 7th. Nicasio will pitch in the 7th as well, unless the Phillies get down to pinch hit for him. Here's Hoskins. 1-7 for Hoskins is a walk, and now we got to monitor Scherzer to make sure he doesn't hit his fatigue level. And in the meantime, the Nationals bullpen has gotten busy. We got a lefty, Tony Sipp, and a right-hander, Kyle Barraclough. They're both loosening down there in the bullpen. Here's Realmuto. Hoskins will not be held on. Realmuto, the batter. 6-12. That's a fly ball left field. Soto's a 2-2 in left field. 2 and a 16 is good all day long. E2 and an 8 is not a problem whatsoever. So it's fly to left, 1 away. Brings up Odubel Herrera. That's a 1. Chance for a wild pitch, but Scherzer has no wild pitch rating, so no worries there. Here's Herrera. 3-3, and that's a fly to left again. Soto is right there. 2 down for Cesar Hernandez. 2, chance for a balk or a pass ball. He has no balk rating, so but I'm rolling these because it's a potential pass ball, because the catcher Gomes does have a pass ball rating of 5, so that's why I'm rolling those. It seems like almost a waste because Max has a 0 and a 0, but that's the reasoning why. So here's Hernandez. 5-7, and that's a double to center field. How about that? Let's see if the run can score. Hoskins was not being held, so that means he gets an extra boost of 1. There are 2 outs, so that gives him 2 more. So that's a boost of 3 to his run rating. He runs at 11. He now runs at a 14. But the center fielder arm, because that went to center field, is -4, Victor Robles. So if we look at this, we're looking at a 14 minus the 4 is a 1 to 10. 1 to 10 chance to score him. I think you have to try it and try to get something on the board here. 1 to 10, he'll make it. 11, he's out. How about that? So Victor Robles, we'll call it 8 to 6 to 2 as they get him out at the plate. Take the chance. I mean, you had a 50-50 chance, which is a higher percentage than Franco getting a hit. So I felt like they had to have it. And again, the result was 11 on Hoskins. He got 1 for not being held, makes him a 12. 2 for being their 2 outs, gives him a 14. But then Robles, with his -4 arm, dropped it to a 10, and that's what caused the out with that 11. So the Phillies come up empty, no runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left. So we go to the 7th inning stretch with the score still 3-0 in favor of the Nationals. And Nicasio is set to bat second next inning, so he will pitch this inning. Scherzer may be done because he is set to bat second this inning, so we'll see. I think they're going to go ahead and make a change and go to the bullpen and go to Barraclough in the top of the 8th. We shall see. All right, remember they did have an off day, so all their pitchers are fresh. So they may not go to Barraclough. They may go to somebody else. They may go to Suero because he pitched so well last time. So actually, Barraclough has sat down, and Wander Suero has begun loosening in the pen. So here we go. Dozier against Nicasio. 1-11, and that's a hit by pitch, so he plunks Dozier. And Dozier trots down to first. He will not be held. Scherzer could bunt. He's a B bunter, but I think if you're going to take him out anyway, you might as well go ahead and pinch hit for him. So Scherzer's being called back, and we need a pinch hitter. And they will go to left-handed Andrew Stevenson. Actually, no, they won't. He's going to be called back. I'll take it back. They're going to go to Wilmer Defoe. So Wilmer Defoe will get an at-bat. Wilmer Defoe pinch hitting here in the 7th. All right, so Wilmer Defoe, the batter, facing Nicasio with Dozier at first, not being held. That's a 1, chance for a wild pitch, but he's got no wild pitch rating, so we skip that. Defoe, 1-8, and he flies to left. 1 down. Stevenson had I changed my mind back and stuck with him to begin with, would have had a single to left field, but hey, you never know that. All right. Plus, Stevenson's a much better hitter. I'd rather save him for in case there's a critical situation. When you're up 3-0, you kind of, I don't know, at least I like to try to use maybe some lesser guys because they got to get used eventually anyway. Can't keep using the same guys over and over. 19 is nothing on the 20. Here's Robles. 1-7. 1-7's a single. Anything else, he lines it to Segura. And that's a liner to Segura for out number 2. So now we're down to Adam Eaton. Nothing on the 20. Eaton, 6-8. And that's a double to center field. Double to center field by Adam Eaton. Now Dozier, again, was not being held. So he already runs at a 14. He makes him a 15. There are 2 outs. That makes him a 17. Center fielder arm, Odubel Herrera, is a +1. Makes it an 18. So 1-18. And if they throw through, Eaton will go to third. But I think down 3-0, you got to take a chance to try to get him at the plate. 1-18, he makes it. 19-20, they can still nail him. 16, they don't quite get him, but that means Eaton takes third on the throw. But when you're down 3-0, there's already 2 outs, you got to take a chance, I think. If there was nobody out, they probably would have held him up or not thrown through. But I think you have to throw through at that particular point. But it didn't help because the run scored is now 4-0 in favor of the Nationals. And that brings up Trey Turner. And we'll probably have a double switch. I'm going to probably let Defoe come in at shortstop and then put the pitcher up here is most likely what I'm going to do. Take Turner out. Nothing on the 20. Turner, 3-7. He will walk. So Trey Turner draws 2-out walk. Puts 2 on with 2 out. And Turner will, of course, have to be held. He will not try to steal, but he will be held. And here's Juan Soto. Now, do they want to have somebody? They're going to bring in the lefty to face Soto. Before I forget, they got all these pitchers, they might as well use them. So they're going to go with left-hander, the left-handed relieving Adam Morgan. He will come in and face Soto. And he's going to be a one-trick pony most likely because he's set to lead off next inning. They're not going to do any kind of double switches because Morgan's kind of a 1 or 2 pitcher or batter guy. So leave it alone with that. Nicasio, inning and 2/3. He gave up 1 hit and a walk. He also hit a batter. No strikeouts. 1 run so far, but he's responsible for the 2 on base. So we'll re-roll the D20. Nothing happening. So Soto against Morgan, lefty on lefty. 1-7, and that's a fly to left field. And had he faced the righty, that would have been a walk, but instead it's a fly to left to end the inning. So that worked, bringing in Morgan. He got out of it. And they only get the 1 run. So 1 run for the Nationals. They now take a 4-0 lead as we go to the 8th. And we're going to have a new pitcher for the Nationals. Start the top of the 8th, and it will be Wander Suero. Actually, no, you know what? Now it's a 4-0 lead. They're going to go to Barraclaw. They're going to go back to the original philosophy and use Barraclaw. And if he gets in any kind of trouble, believe me, the bullpen will be quick to jump in there. With some of their better better reliever for the Nationals in April is probably an oxymoron, but maybe the less of the 2 evils. Maybe that's the way to call it. All right, so we need a pinch hitter for the pitcher because he's set to bat second this inning. I said leadoff, but he's actually set to bat second. So Kingery will come on and pinch hit here in the 8th inning for Morgan. So it'll be Franco, Kingery, and McCutchen here in the top of the 8th against Kyle Barraclaw. So Barraclaw is on in back of Scherzer. Now remember the last game, Nats bullpen, much maligned, 3 shutout innings. Let's see if Bear Claw is not one of them. It was Suero, Grace, and Doolittle. Let's see how he does. Bear Claw. There's Franco, 4-5. That's a ground ball shortstop X. Oh, you know what? I forgot to do the double switch. Let me do that. I said I was going to do it, so let me do it. So Bear Claw actually is going to bat in the number 2 position. And Defoe is going to stay in to play short. So Defoe, his defensive rating as short is a 4.E5 versus the better fielding Trey Turner. But I did make that case, so I do need to adhere to it since I mentioned it. So that means that Turner's out of there, and now he's on the DL until the May 17th. So Defoe is a 4.E5. So a 4 and a 5 there. Ground ball shortstop X. He's a 4.E5 is Defoe. 4 and 11. He may or may not get to that. We'll see. A 4 and an 11 is a good play. It's G3, and that is a 9. And being an E4, E5 is actually a less error chance than Turner has. So a 9, a 5, and a E5 and a 9 is no problem at all. So Defoe does make the play. So let's go back now to this part. Now that I got my double switch out of the way. All right, so Franco. I think that's the first double switch I've done all season. I didn't think I did any of those with the Mets. So one of the fun things about National League ball is you get those double switches. Always thought they were kind of neat. All right, here is Kingery. Pinch hitter. Trying to get something started for the Phillies. 3-3, and that is a split chance. 1-13 is a single. 14-20, and Defoe will make the grab. It's a base hit. It gets through. So 1-out single for Kingery. He will be held, but he won't try to go anywhere. But he will be held. And here's McCutchen. Nothing on the 20. 1-8. 1-8 is a strikeout plus injury again. Of course, we're not doing injuries. I think that's how he started the game, was with the 1-8. So if you were doing any kind of like a tenacious Earl League or something where you're doing injuries, he would be injured twice. Obviously, he got injured early in the season, and it kind of took the Phillies off their game once that happened. Segura is up. Nothing's going on. Segura, a 4-3. That's a fly ball right field X. That's Adam Eaton. He's a 3E7. 3 and a 5. Let's see if he can get to that. A 3 and a 5. He cannot. It's a single. Single 2 stars, actually. So the runner, Kingery, will get to third base. Now we're checking for an error. There's a 5. It's actually a rare play. So how about that? SI2 and a rare play. Batter hits a single with base runners advancing 2 bases. As the batter rounds first, the fielder throws the ball behind him and catches him off the bag for an out. How about that? How about that? Segura gets caught rounding the bag too much. Eaton throws behind him to Matt Adams. They apply the tag, and the inning is over without a run scoring. That's thanks to the rare play. That's when you roll a 5 on the D6s, you get that rare play, and that's what it was. So it helps Bear Claw escape. He was struggling a little bit, but he escapes there. Gives up 2 hits, but no runs. That's the important part. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's still 4-0 in favor of the Phillies. Now we need a new pitcher from Morgan because he was pinch hit for. So they will go to their bench, or their bullpen rather, will the Phillies. And they're going to bring in Pat Neshek. And he's a computerized card I had to print, which a lot of their relievers early on were, because he had so few innings pitched. Neshek in the season only pitched 18 innings, and he had an ERA of 5, even 5. He was 0-1 with 3 saves and a 5 ERA. So Neshek is on. Neshek is out of there now. And he'll be facing Rendon, Adams, and Gomes. Here in the bottom of the 8th with the Nationals leading 4-0. 3-8 for Rendon, and that's a walk. So Rendon draws the leadoff walk. He will not be held. And that'll bring up Matt Adams, the big city. He's 0 for 3. Nothing on the 20. 5-3, and I got to pull his card out here on this. It's ground ball first base X, but since the runner was not being held, first baseman is not going to have any issues. So first baseman Hoskins, although he's a 4.E9, I guess that's his biggest issue. He's a 4.E9. 4 and a 14. as a first baseman. A 4 and a 14. 4 to 14 is a G2, so that's a fielder's choice. An 11, and he's an E9. There is no 11, so it's going to be a 3-6 fielder's choice. It would have been a double play had he been a better fielding first baseman. But they get the fourth play on Rendon. Adams is on first. He will not be held. And Yan Gomes, the batter, he's 2 for 3. 1 chance for a wild pitch on the card of Neshek, but he has no wild pitch rating, so we skip that. And just go straight to Gomes. 5-9. And that's a in-home run chance. It's a straight-up home run chance on the card for Neshek. 5-9 is a straight home run chance. He does have normal power, so Yan Gomes, a 2-run homer off Pat Neshek to make the score 6-0. So it's the Phillies bullpen that's struggling. And maybe that's why they didn't get a lot of innings pitched. It is now 6-0 Nationals, thanks to the 2-run homer from Yan Gomes, pretty much putting this game on ice. Here's Dozier, 6-10. 6-10, he's going to pop it out to 6-10. He pops it out to second. So Cesar Hernandez makes the catch. And that's it for Neshek. Thank goodness for that. He only has to go 1 inning. He does give up the 2 runs on the home run. So 2 runs, a hit. So that walk in front of him is what really killed him. And now we go to the 9th. Last inning of pitching. Or last chance for the Phillies, I should say, although it's not much of a chance. And Barraclough will be relieved. He pitched 1 inning, got through it with no problems. Forgot to do the Scherzer. I got to update Scherzer's numbers as well. So for Barraclough, he pitches 1 inning, gave up 2 hits, no runs. Didn't walk anybody. That was also critical, and a strikeout. Now for Scherzer, he only gave up 3 hits. He went 7 innings, gave up 3 hits and no runs. So his ERA will go down even further. Let's see, did he walk anybody? He walked 1, 2. He walked 2. And he struck out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got him for 8 strikeouts. So on the season now, he's gone 15 innings, given up 11 hits and 2 runs, 2 walks, and 20 strikeouts. And almost certainly going to be 1-1 after this game is over. All right, so Harper, the new pitcher. So we're going to have Tony Sipp, the lefty, is going to come in and try to wrap this thing up. Tony Sipp is another computerized card. So we bring in Tony Sipp. He'll be facing Harper, Hoskins, and Realmuto. And since we're not playing with 2020 rules, if Sipp wants to just face one batter and take him out, we'll do that. But with a 6-0 lead, we're going to let it give him a little bit of rope to hang himself, I guess. Here's Harper, 3-6 against a lefty. Well, that's not Sipp's fault. That's just what you're going to do here. He actually has better numbers against lefties in this spot. 3-6 against a righty, he'd probably be out. 3-6 against a lefty, 1-17 is a double. So Bryce Harper with the leadoff double off of Tony Sipp. And that brings up Rhys Hoskins. Harper will not be held. Rhys Hoskins, the batter. That is a 3-7 against a lefty, and that's a walk. So Sipp running into issues early on. Will now face Realmuto. And that might be all for Sipp. I don't think they want to mess around with Sipp. So Sipp's coming out. And looks like Justin Miller might be coming on. Justin Miller, another computerized card. Justin Miller. So Miller is going to come on. And if we have to get, they really don't want to have to get to Doolittle if they can avoid it. So Justin Miller is on. Sipp didn't get anybody out. He gave up a hit and a walk. And runners on base are his responsibility. First and second, nobody out. Here is Realmuto against Justin Miller. 1, so we're checking the wild pitch rating on Miller. He's got a 0, so no wild pitch to worry about. Sipp, on the other hand, let's see what his wild pitch would have been. His wild pitch rating was 10, so he had a chance of a wild pitch. Here's Realmuto, 1-8. And that's danger zone right here. 1-8 is a 1-12 home run. 13-20 is a double. 1-12 is a 3-run homer. It's a 20, so it's going to be held to a double. And Hoskins, with being down by so much, he's going to hold at third base. There's absolutely no reason to send him whatsoever. Run does score. It's 6-1. That run is charged to Sipp. And Now Davey Martinez is scratching his head saying, do I really need to bring up Doolittle when we lead 6-0 going into the 9th? I may have to, but I'm going to try Miller one more time. 13, nothing happened. It's obviously not Miller time. Here's Herrera, 6-6 against a lefty for Justin Miller. 6-6, pops it out to Matt Adams at first base. So he gets out of that one. One away. Brings up Cesar Hernandez. It's a pain using these cards, these computerized cards, because it's hard to see them. But I want to make sure I got all the players. 6-4, Cesar Hernandez is a switch hitter batting left. 6-4 is a fly ball center field X. And we know Robles is a 1. But we need to roll the D20 to see if, well, actually he won't even, we'll roll it anyway. What the heck. 1 and a 13, and that's a 9 on an E7. E7 and a 9, good play. And a 1 and a 13 is an F2, which means on an F2 nobody can move up. Actually, F2 would be a sacrifice fly, but the runner's on second, not on third. So I stand corrected. But 2 down, so Justin Miller has come in and got, after that double he gave up, he's gotten 2 outs. Here's Maikel Franco, and Andrew Knapp has picked up a bat to hit in the on-deck circle if it gets to that, but Franco's got to keep the game going to get to Knapp. 2-6, he will not. It's a ground ball to third. Rendon over to Adams, and the ball game is over. Phillies do break up the shutout. They get and that run is charged to Sip. Miller goes 1 inning, gives up a hit. Nothing else, but no save because it wasn't a save situation. Winner is Scherzer. He is 1-1. So final total on the Phillies on the inning, they got 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors and 2 left. So let's see what we got here for the Phillies. 1 run, and Nationals had no errors. Phillies left on 7. And their hits, they managed to accomplish 7 hits, it looks like. For Nationals, 6 runs. And we need to figure out their left on base and their hits. Well, I wasn't doing a good job down here keeping up the totals, was I? 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on that inning. And this one was 2 runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left. So now we got the totals that we need. Eflin takes the loss. He drops to 0-1. And let's see here, 1 there. So it becomes 6-1, your final. Phillies did not make an error either, so no errors on either team. 5 left on base for the Nationals to go with 9 hits. So 9 hits, 5 left on. So there's your final. Let's move these cards out of the way. So there's your final line score for the ball game. The Nationals now take sole possession of first place as they improve to 3-1. Phillies drop to 2-2 and drop into a third place tie with Atlanta with the loss. So Scherzer gets the win, improves to 1-1. Zach Eflin takes the loss to drop to 0-1, and there was no save. So 6 runs, 9 hits, no errors, 5 left for the Nationals. 1 run, 7 hits, no errors, and 7 left for the Phillies. And the next game, it'll be a day game between the Nationals and the Phillies, and it'll be the first start for the Nationals of Anibal Sanchez against Aaron Nola. So it'll be Aaron Nola against Anibal Sanchez. And after this game, before they make the trip to New York, there will be a couple of roster moves as Adrian Sanchez will come up for the Nationals, as will Howie Kendrick, and Turner will go in the DL, and Jake Knoll will be sent down to the minors. So that's what is going to happen there. So hope you enjoyed that presentation of Stratomatic 2019 Washington National style using the Bob Carpenter Baseball Scorebook. And that's the website if you want to check out ordering something like that. Like I said, this is mainly used by broadcasters and whatnot. I bought it just a couple of years ago because it looked neat. I never got a chance to use it, so I always thought I was going to use it for a Nationals replay, and I was going to do it for 2017 and do it for 2018. Never got around to doing it. Now 2019 is here, so I said now's a good time to do it. So that's what I'm using it for. But honestly, when you're doing a replay in Stratomatic or any other board game, this is probably overkill to spend $45 on something like this. But hey, if you're into the mood to do it, you certainly can do so. So that's going to do it from here. Till next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.